Silent Hill F on Xbox Series S versus Series X versus the base PS5 versus PS5 Pro. This is another Unreal Engine 5 game, and just like the graphic and performance issues we saw with Metal Gear, Silent Hill F has some of those issues as well. However, I do think it's better compared to Metal Gear. Let's look at all the details of how this game runs on all the different gaming consoles, starting with the game size. It's 37.7 gigabytes on Series S and X and 36.7 gigabytes on PS5. That's not that large compared to other AAA titles. Loading times are up next. Continuing the game from dashboard here, PS5 Pro is the fastest with 17 seconds. The base PS5 second place with 21 seconds. Series X third place with 33 seconds. And the Series S last place with 34 seconds. Of course, Xbox does have quick resume. I didn't show that here, but quick resume should get you back in the game fairly quickly, about 10 seconds. Let's now talk about the graphics. First, the Xbox Series S, there's only one mode, one graphic mode on the Series S. It's 30 FPS. The game's really blurry, especially when you compare to the more powerful Series X in quality mode. We're talking as low as 360p even with that low 30 FPS lock. And it's not just the resolution. A lot of the advanced lighting and shadows are lower quality, objects that are lower quality as well, especially the grass. I mean, the Series S isn't bad for how powerful the console is and its lower price, but with Unreal Engine 5 games like this, the lack of power really shows. Even the 60 FPS performance mode on the Series X looks much better, higher quality and higher resolution compared to that 30 FPS on the Series S. Xbox Series X and PS5 of course have a 60 FPS performance mode. The visual differences between quality and performance are honestly very subtle. Performance mode gets those advanced lighting features like lumen and nanite as well. And there's still the shadow map ray tracing in performance mode as well. The resolution is of course lower in performance mode. You can expect an average of 720 to 1080p, although I have heard of reports that it goes lower in certain parts later in the game. Xbox Series X and PS5 quality mode is really similar. 1440p and 30 FPS, although I would say the Xbox Series X does seem to be slightly sharper on average compared to the base PS5. The PS5 Pro doesn't get quality mode. Instead, it has just the one default called Pro Enhanced mode. Here, the internal resolution's between 720 to 1080p and then gets upscaled to 4K using PSSR. The mode is 60 FPS. Visually, from a resolution standpoint and even the graphics, it looks worse compared to quality mode on the Series X and the base PS5. Looking at performance mode here on Xbox Series X and the base PS5 versus that enhanced mode on the PS5 Pro, resolutions around 720p to 1080p on Series X and the base console with a 60 FPS target. Enhanced mode also targets 60 FPS. The internal resolution is a similar 720p to 1080p, but then it gets upscaled to 4K using PSSR. Performance mode seems to be the blurriest on the base PS5. Series X is slightly sharper, and the PS5 Pro's enhanced mode is sharper than both of them. There are additional issues on the PS5 Pro though. Seems that Unreal Engine 5 doesn't work well with PSSR upscaling, especially when the internal resolution is so low. I mean, we seem to be as low as 720p here. PS5 Pro also gets this flickering effect, especially on the grass and foliage. This can be a bit motion sickening for some people. I hope they fix this issue on the Pro, or at least allow us to select that regular quality or performance mode without PSSR. Let's now talk about the FPS performance. Xbox Series S with its single 30 FPS default runs well for the most part. It's locked to 30 FPS for most of the gameplay. However, there are drops of 1 or 2 frames here and there. The bigger issues for the Series S are of course in some of the cutscenes, and that's where we're going to see those significant drops. To be fair, Xbox Series X seems to get those sort of drops in the similar cutscenes as well, but of course nowhere as bad as the Xbox Series S. Quality mode on Xbox Series X and the base PS5 are locked to 30 FPS during most of the gameplay. There's of course rare drops of a single frame at times, but for the most part it's pretty good. In quality mode, I would say Xbox Series X is slightly more stable compared to the base PS5 based on the gameplay that I looked at. This particular cutscene, you can see the most significant drops are on the base PS5. Keep in mind the cutscenes are always locked to 30 FPS regardless of the graphics mode. So performance mode on the Series X, the base PS5, and enhanced mode on the PS5 Pro, cutscenes do drop to 30 FPS. Gameplay in performance mode is of course 60 FPS, and PS5 Pro's enhanced mode is also 60 FPS. Performance mode is where we get these transversal stutters that are quite noticeable when playing. I didn't even need a frame rate counter to detect these, and I could immediately notice them during my playthrough. Xbox Series X seems to have these the worst. That's where I noticed the highest number of stuttering issues. Now keep in mind the average resolution on the Series X was a little bit higher. Base PS5 is slightly better than the Series X, but it does get those occasional stutters as well. And then the PS5 Pro, its enhanced mode seems to be the best and most stable compared to the other consoles. That's what you need to know about Silent Hill F on Xbox Series S versus Series X versus PS5 versus PS5 Pro. It's a really good Unreal Engine 5 effort from Konami, but it's not flawless, especially with those graphical flickering issues on the PS5 Pro and those stuttering we get on all the consoles. For the rest of the video, check out some more side-by-side gameplay with that FPS counter shown.
Go there a lot.
Hey, partner! That's not the way to Rinko's house.
Oh, sorry. Zoned out for a bit.
This is Sakoko's family shrine, right?
Yeah.
Don't think too much about it. Let's hurry up and find Rinko.
Right. Let's go.